and welcome to Cake It with Liza. Today I'll be taking you through a 5-part series on how to make a drip cake. The first part will be all about choosing the right tools to use. I hope you enjoy watching. If you do, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you. Hello and welcome to Cake It with Liza. Today I'll be running you through how to make a standard drip cake. And this is not for everyone. It might not be for everyone. It might be for the hobby bakers, or it might just be for the ones that are just, deciding to start a business or deciding to, learn the basic steps they need in order to make cakes. And the first part that we're going to deal with would be deciding on the best tools to use. So here are the tools that we have, and it's very important that we make sure we have the basic tools. I say this simply because I don't want you to go about spending all your money buying all unnecessary tools. They're just some basic tools you need, and I'm just going to run through every single one of them and just tell you about the difference. So the first one we have here is the cake turntable. As you can see, we have two different types here. This is the aluminium one, and as you see, it's slightly bigger and it's more durable. And I say it's durable simply because when you make bigger cakes, when you decide to start making bigger cakes, you will need something that is easy to maneuver. As you can see, if I put a lot of weight, it still turns, unlike this one here, which is still okay. So if you have this one, it's still okay to use, but the only issue with this is that it's not as smooth and as swift as the aluminium one. So this is okay if you have this now, and it's okay for the drip cake that we're doing today. But then if you decide later on down the line that you want to buy another one, this would be a good one. Or if you have the choice of getting one, I would advise you start with this one, because this would be more durable to use along the way. Another thing that we need is a non-slip surface mat. So it's like a grid mat. So once you put your cake board on top, it allows you to move the cake around and ensure that, so this is what it looks like, and ensure the cake doesn't slip, doesn't twist, doesn't turn and doesn't fly off. So that's a good part of that. Moving on to the next set of equipment, I call them spatulas. Some people call them different names, but I think the general name is a spatula. I have quite a number here. I have the regular one and I have the offset spatula. As you can see, the offset spatula, they have angles, and this one is a regular one. And I just have two different sizes just to show you the different choices there are out there, and the sizes are just a thing of whatever feels good on the hand. So some people might have a better grip on a bigger one, or some people might have a better grip on a smaller one. So that's just the difference with the sizes. So it's whatever you feel comfortable with. So my advice is that if you go to shop and you decide to buy one, just test it out, how you feel, moving your hand back and forth, how you feel about each one, and just decide based on that. So the main difference here is between the regular spatula and the offset spatula is that the offset spatula has this angle here, and this angle allows us to reach different corners. So for instance, if it was in a cake tin that we're trying to smooth out the batter, this angle allows you to get into that cake tin and smooth things down. And also it makes it easier to create flat surfaces. So as you can see, like this, not saying that this can't do it, it can, but then as you can see, once you smoothen things out with this, you're gonna find that you're gonna have to go back and maybe do some more handwork. So the offset spatula, I would say, is more versatile because you can do more things with it. You can reach corners, you can reach angles, you can flatten surfaces with ease, and it does a whole lot of different things. The next thing that I will talk about that we need are the scrapers. As you can see, I have two different types of scrapers here. The scrapers, these two that we have, I just have the acrylic and aluminium, and these two scrapers are quite good. They all have their different uses, and I suppose there are different techniques you would need to use them. There's also a plastic one. The plastic one, I would say, is the most cost-effective one, but at the same time, when it comes to the last finishing details, it doesn't necessarily give us the best look that we need in terms of ensuring it's smooth. So for instance, now I would naturally gravitate towards this simply because it's aluminium, and if it falls, if it drops, it doesn't snag, there are no chips, and because it's more durable and there are no chips that you would find in them. It allows the smoothing process of the cake to work effectively. Unlike this, which is the aluminium one, if you were to drop this or, you know, rough handle it a bit in any kind of way, you might get chips, you might get someone smooth and due to wear and tear, and then that affects the end results of the cake when smoothing in it. Also, another thing about this is that this, when trying to get air bubbles out, it just takes more time in doing the work. So if you do have any one of these are good. What I would just say is just knowing how to use them effectively. But when we do get the chance, I will show you how and the differences that it makes. Moving on to the next one, this is what you call a cake leveler. They have different types of cake levelers. They have one that has a knife in the middle with two edges holding it. So it looks a bit more bigger than this. But this is, I would say this is a most cost-effective one as well. Some people actually use a serrated knife, and serrated knives just help in cutting the cake. I'm just going to use this as an example. So a serrated knife would help in cutting the cake. So you'd have to measure at one edge and move it all the way around to ensure that it's leveled and just slice it through. And this, on the other hand, is easier to use. As you can see, it has the ridges on the side. So all you just have to do is, you know, measure the height of the cake. So I can see that this is there. So I just remember what number it is. I can count if I want, then push it down and move the ridges. That's how you do it. So you move the ridges accordingly. Then just ensuring that it's the same number. You can count the same numbers on the other side and just make sure you align them to make sure that your edges are smooth. So as you can see, let's say this was the height of our cake, it will slice through. You give it a back and forth push. Yeah, you slide it through, back and forth motions, then it cuts through the cake. And you will see an example of this when we get to the point. And as always, just a bowl to help with the icing, to scrape off excess or to scoop the icing in. And this we have is a piping tip. This piping tip would be to make borders with the buttercream and just to make it look cute. And this is a 1M piping tip. This is actually my favorite. I like this. This can do a lot of designs. But this is, you can use any other one, it's up to you. But I'm using this today. And today I have 2 piping bags. One is going to be for application of my buttercream, and I will show you how that's done. And the other will be for the application of my drip. I will show you how that goes as well. So that's it. These are the items we'll be using for today's class. Thank you.